You open your closet, black shirt or blue. Suddenly you're paralyzed, staring at fabrics like they hold the secrets of the universe. Meanwhile, you made a $10,000 business decision before breakfast without breaking a sweat. Welcome to decision fatigue, the invisible force that turns CEOs into toddlers by dinner time and explains why you can negotiate million-dollar contracts but can't choose what to eat for lunch. Decision fatigue isn't laziness or indecision. It's a well-documented psychological phenomenon where your capacity for making choices depletes with each decision you make. Your brain treats decisions like a muscle. The more you use it, the more it tires. And when that muscle exhausts itself, your judgment deteriorates in predictable, measurable ways. Your prefrontal cortex handles executive functions, planning, reasoning, and decision-making. This region consumes enormous amounts of glucose, your brain's fuel. Each decision, regardless of importance, drains this limited resource. Choose between cereals? Glucose spent. Select a meeting time. More glucose burned. Decide on a project direction. Even more depleted. Research shows judges grant parole more favorably early in their day. After hours of decisions, approval rates plummet. Not because afternoon cases are worse, but because judicial brains are exhausted. They default to the safest, easiest option: deny. This isn't bias or cruelty. It's neurological depletion affecting critical judgment. The prefrontal cortex doesn't just tire. It starts looking for shortcuts. You become more impulsive, more likely to accept defaults, more susceptible to manipulation. That's why grocery stores put candy at checkout lines. They're not targeting your sweet tooth. They're targeting your depleted decision-making capacity after choosing between 17 types of pasta sauce. The average adult makes approximately 35,000 decisions daily. Most are unconscious. What foot to step with, which route to drive, when to blink. But conscious decisions accumulate relentlessly. What to wear, what to eat, which email to answer first, whether to attend that meeting. Each one chips away at your cognitive reserve. High-level professionals make even more consequential choices. Doctors diagnose. Executives strategize. Parents negotiate with toddlers who've weaponized the word why. Every decision extracts its tax. By evening, your decision-making capacity resembles a phone battery at 3%, technically functional, but one notification away from shutdown. This explains the paradox of successful people with surprisingly rigid routines. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily. Obama famously reduced his wardrobe to identical suits. Mark Zuckerberg still rocks grey t-shirts. This isn't eccentric minimalism, it's strategic cognitive preservation. They're conserving decision-making capacity for choices that actually matter. Decision fatigue doesn't just reduce your capacity, it fundamentally changes how you decide. 3 distinct patterns emerge as depletion progresses. First, you become more impulsive, choosing immediate gratification over long-term benefit. That discipline you had at breakfast, gone by dinner, replaced by scrolling social media instead of working on your project. Second, you default to the status quo. Innovation requires cognitive energy. When depleted, you'll stick with familiar choices, even when better options exist. This is why workplace initiatives often fail. They're introduced when employees are already decision fatigued, making change feel impossibly demanding. Third, you experience decision paralysis. Too exhausted to evaluate options, you freeze entirely. The restaurant menu becomes overwhelming. The streaming service becomes a 30-minute commitment just to choose what to watch. Your brain, protecting its remaining resources, simply refuses to decide at all. Here's the cruelest aspect. Decision fatigue doesn't distinguish between trivial and crucial choices. Your brain spends similar cognitive resources choosing socks as choosing career moves. This means you can waste your sharpest decision-making hours on meaningless choices, leaving nothing for decisions that shape your life. We make this worse through poor prioritization. We'll spend 20 minutes researching which $15 household item to buy, then impulsively commit to $1,000 purchases when decision fatigued. We'll deliberate over dinner options while making relationship decisions on autopilot. We've inverted the importance hierarchy. The corporate world exploits this mercilessly. Important contracts arrive late afternoon when executives are depleted. Sales pitches stack options deliberately to create fatigue, making the recommended choice feel like relief. Free trial. Decisions arrive when you're exhausted. Betting you'll default to keeping the subscription rather than deciding to cancel. Modern life systematically maximizes decision fatigue. We've engineered choice into every interaction. Coffee isn't just coffee. It's 20 variations of size, milk, temperature, and additions. Streaming offers thousands of options. Social media presents infinite scrolling decisions about what deserves attention. Open office plans force constant micro decisions about where to work, whether to interrupt, how to manage distractions. Digital communication creates endless choices about which notification to address, which message deserves response, which email requires immediate attention. Each one depletes you incrementally. Paradoxically, more options don't improve satisfaction, they increase exhaustion. The paradox of choice compounds decision fatigue. When you finally choose from 30 options instead of 3, you're more depleted and less satisfied with your choice. Your brain knows it might have missed the perfect option, creating lingering doubt that further drains cognitive resources. Combating decision fatigue requires structural changes, not willpower. Willpower itself depletes under decision fatigue, making it useless for managing the problem. Instead, you need decision architecture, systems that reduce daily choice load without reducing quality of life. Routine automates decisions. Same breakfast, same workout time, same morning sequence. These aren't restrictions, they're liberation. Each automated decision preserves capacity for choices that matter. Successful people don't lack spontaneity. They strategically deploy it where it counts. Batching decisions concentrates depletion. Handle all emails in one block rather than throughout the day. Plan weekly meals on Sunday instead of deciding daily. Make important decisions early when cognitive resources are fresh. Save trivial choices for when you're already depleted. They'll waste that low-quality decision-making capacity anyway. Simplification eliminates decisions entirely. Reduce your wardrobe. Limit restaurant options to favorites. Unsubscribe from services you rarely use. Each eliminated option is cognitive capacity preserved. Minimalism isn't aesthetic. It's psychological hygiene. Decision fatigue explains why your evenings feel different from your mornings, why you're brilliant before lunch but can't choose a Netflix show at night, why you plan healthy habits but default to comfort patterns by day's end. It's not character weakness, it's neurological reality. Understanding this creates power. You can't eliminate decision fatigue, but you can manage it strategically. Protect your peak cognitive hours for consequential choices. Automate the trivial. Simplify ruthlessly. Batch relentlessly. Structure your environment to reduce, not multiply, decision points. Your capacity for good decisions is finite and precious. Every choice about socks or cereal is capacity not spent on relationships, creativity, or purpose. Decision fatigue isn't about making fewer decisions. It's about making better decisions about what deserves decision-making energy at all. That meta decision might be the most important one you make today,